Hey, it's Tpok. I'm back in Symphonic Rain. I did in fact practice that song. Should be better at it. But yeah, I was snapped back into reality by the sound of the announcing noon. Although we hadn't made an appointment, I headed towards the cafeteria to meet said childhood friend slash candidate partner. Unlike this morning, the hallway was flooded with conversing students. I slipped my way through the crowd and went outside, into the rain. The main building I just exited consisted of 4 lesson rooms, lecture halls. Where'd I get 4? Oh well. Consisted of lesson rooms, lecture halls, and as well as offices for lecturers and other staff. The secondary building I was heading for housed a few lesson rooms and many small private practice rooms, as well as the cafeteria, the library, and other miscellaneous facilities. I passed the concert hall that was located between the 2 buildings and quickly headed inside to avoid the rain. Okay, I like those trees. As expected at lunchtime, the cafeteria was already full of people. The cafeteria had the capacity to provide for around 100 people at a time, and it was already about half filled up. I left my bag at my favorite seat next to the window. I randomly ordered some risotto and sat down after bringing it back to my table. Ohio. It's noon, though. Afternoon. So, good afternoon. As I was busy picking at the food on my plate with my spoon, I heard a familiar voice behind me. Oh, good morning. Okay, so that's Torta, or whatever her name was, Tortellini. Torta sat down in the seat next to me and slid the bag I had left there one seat to the side. Torta was holding the score I'd just been using and waved it in front of my eyes. It had probably slipped out of my bag. Something up with the score? I guess. No, I need a vocalist, but yeah, I guess. Could you please stop that? Right? I'm working on it. Torta gave a resigned smile as she ended the topic with a joke. Go ahead. I'll be having lunch in the meantime. Glancing sideways as I proceeded to gulp down the now cooled down risotto, I saw her focusing on listening to the melody inside her head. I finished my meal at the same time she finished reading the score. Thanks. What? Did you think I was wasting my time? Not yet. That's exactly what Miss Cordell said earlier. But why are you two suddenly so obsessed about this? Only? Don't you mean still? Go ahead. Torta unpacked her lunchbox on the table. Can't quite say I have absolutely no one in mind, I guess. Don't make hasty judgments. No, I really have someone in mind. As she was stuffing her mouth with sandwiches, her face contorted in surprise, and she replied, Don't talk with your mouth full. Come on. Yep. I don't know what you're talking about, Chris. You certainly sound surprised. No. I was kind of talking about that someone from the vocal department Miss Cordell would arrange for me. In the end, I was simply relying on Miss Cordell and not doing anything by myself. As I was searching for the right words to explain it to her, fully prepared for the wave of complaints, Torta laughed and said, "What I had to do, huh?" Oh, can I save? I'm gonna save. But I only have 10 save states? Oh, good. I have 99. Okay. I'm gonna properly explain it. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Well, I said I had someone in mind, but it's actually not decided yet. Miss Cordell said she would arrange a vocalist for me before it's too late. I see. What did you think it was? What? Hey now. Well, whatever. I let it slide to avoid further confrontation. What? Whatever. What is? What? That's not a good quality at all. Nonchalance. Okay, well, whatever. I am not liking you, Chris. What is this well whatever stuff? What? Yeah, I agree. I agree. Why is that? The rumor, I guess? That's what I'm asking you. Weren't you the one rambling about some rumor, infidelity and stuff? Yeah, so what's it about? Oh. I guess any school has some kind of legend like that. Huh, you seem pretty indifferent about it. Plus, you're working together with a common goal in mind. Torta nodded in understanding, then broke a little smile. To the point where I haven't even tried to find a partner yet. About what? I'm so confused, Torta. Chris is confused. I'm confused. Not at all what I was thinking. You said more than half of it yourself. You're one to talk. For the record, I do have a girlfriend. Isn't it her sister? Yeah. What? We just started dating. I thought it was 3 years. I don't need someone who's never dated before to lecture me. Snap. Yeah, she told you. Ending our quarrel on that note, we exchanged glances and started laughing. Torta and Ari. I could still vividly remember the times I used to live very close to my two childhood friends. A boy and two twin girls, all born in the same year, gradually became as close as family, partly because their houses were close together. The boy happened to have the talent to play the Fortelle. The younger twin sister had a talent for singing. However, the elder sister didn't have any special abilities, which is why both families' parents found the younger sister to be most befitting to the boy. But one day the boy started going out with the elder sister, which at least among the children became accepted as a matter of course. The two children with talents left for the city of music in pursuit of their dreams, while the girl left behind chased her own dream in the town she was born and raised. The pair of lovers were tied by weekly letters back and forth, which was their only connection over the unbearable distance between them. Considering one was in a town surrounded by the sea, while the other was in a town surrounded by mountains, this was all they could do. A long tunnel dug straight through the mountains was the only means of leaving this place. It took over half a day by train to reach the next town. Such was the degree of distance between the two. Sorry. What? Got it? No, really. Just take Torta, man. Really, Miss Comunale said likewise. That aside, what about you? Have you found anyone yourself? What are you lecturing me for? Listen now. Oh, what do you mean? Oh. But do you intend to perform a solo? I don't see it that way. I don't agree with you, Chris. I already knew what she was going to say next. That was how close Torta and I had gotten over the years. Just choose her, man. Thanks. I know. In a way, we were closer than lovers. What? Which was exactly why it might be necessary to forcibly keep some distance. But realizing the reason I had been unconsciously avoiding Torta, I added this in a light tone to interrupt the air of intimacy. Vocalists get the freedom of choice. Not very fair, don't you agree? It's not like I want that. Besides, I might be special, but I haven't been working for it. I was just born with it by chance, right? I'm just a rarity, that's all. Is that supposed to be a compliment? So which is it? Okay, I'm gonna take a compliment. Then it must not have been a compliment. Our overly close relationship inadvertently made me feel comfortable. I had to sigh deeply to snap myself out of it. Why do Fortelle players have to pair with vocalists? Let's get violin player to play with us. I have a feeling I've heard that somewhere before. Really? I was sleeping. What are the chances that I never took that class? Fortelle. Well, sorry. You just made fun of every Fortelle student at this institute. Nothing to say to that, I guess. Yeah, I understand most of what you just said now. But that isn't much of a reason why only Fortellists have to partner with vocalists, right? Isn't it still unfair that vocalists can go solo? I don't know how you could see it another way. So you went out of your way to give me an explanation, but the answer was completely off the mark. What's more, you did it in a patronizing manner. Huh? Why? Fair enough. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I know, I'll search for someone. Let's get on the search, man. Just like me, Torta took classes in the morning as well. Normally, we just parted ways after having lunch together here. I don't want to... There's going to be a ton of choices in this game. You know what, I'm just going to... I think I'm going to just stick with... Should I save? Again? I'm going to request her help. Her proposal is definitely welcome. Then I suppose I'll take you up on your offer. Sure. Do you have somewhere in mind? Okay. Alright. Scared? After exiting the cafeteria, I was led down a hallway lined with practice rooms. By now, the practice rooms seemed to have become pretty packed. Hardly any of the doors were open. It was not uncommon for the practice rooms to be flooded with students on Mondays at around this time. Some music teacher had come up with the motto, "Leave your instrument alone for one day, and your aptitude will fall back by 3, and many seemed to have taken it to heart. Although there was no school on weekends, a few students spent their 2 days off playing around. I suppose it showed just how dedicated everyone was to music. Unfortunately, I couldn't say the same for myself. What are you talking about, man? You practiced last night for like 4 hours. This was why the practice rooms became packed with enthusiastic students from early in the morning, especially on weekends without classes. Sometimes there would be no available rooms left. People like Torta and I, who could practice at home, had it easy. Of course, it wasn't possible to sing at the top of one's lungs, although it was accepted to a certain extent thanks to the ethos of the town. Ethos? Furthermore, wind instruments were installed with mutes, so those students could manage somehow. However, the students from the piano department, the institute's largest, and string instrument players didn't enjoy that luxury. There are mutes for string instruments. They don't do hardly anything, but they do exist. I have one on my viola. As a result, such students, unable to play either at school or at home during the weekend, would swarm to the practice rooms on Monday afternoon. I'm pretty sure that Torta practice